So let's start with Ebola. What the heck is going on? We had the first patient in the United States pass away. We've got two nurses now showing signs of symptoms in Spain. Everybody in the government says, don't worry, everything's going to be just fine. Yet every time the government has said, don't worry, I'm scared
Start to worry.
witless.
Yeah.
So, what's going on, guys? What do you think is happening?
I think there's definitely mixed messages because I've got exactly the same response from reading listening to the media or reading the media. Is that on the one hand the government and the media is saying the chances of it spreading or coming here is very low. Even if it does come here, we've got the mechanisms in place to deal with it. Then you've got World Health Organization and these charities who are out there saying, projecting kind of over 1 million by the beginning of next year. And, it's really difficult to kind of really understand what the potential disaster could be, or even if there is one.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't know. I've long feared this disease. I guess what heartens me a little bit is that Nigeria, had a few cases and was able to shut it down. So it does sound, that it is only transmittable at this point via direct contact. What I find unconscionable was the way Dallas reacted to it, Dallas, Texas, except for their county attorney, the city attorney, who was in essence the mayor of Dallas, for lack of a better word, the leading civil authority. I mean, his display of compassion towards that man who died, as we said just yesterday, were incredible on the family. But I'm very worried about not necessarily the virus itself, but the health systems around the world ability to recognize that someone is symptomatic, to then spring into action, to do the footwork, to track people down and make sure that there is no spread of it, so that you can literally shut it down.
I mean, for me, it throws into relief this whole media thing that, X number of black people dead are worth X number of white people dead. I mean, the issue in Sierra Leone is hugely critical. We're talking about thousands of people who've died with this, and yet we get a bit about that, but we don't get a lot about it. But when there's, a potentially one Spanish nurse who's contracted it, it's all over the media. I mean, what's it all about?
Well, I mean, even look at the way it was handled in the United States with this guy that came in on the airplane who just died yesterday. He was a black man who was Liberian or Sierra Leonean. I don't remember which one he was, but he was from definitely one of those two countries. Whereas opposed to the white people that were there from Doctors Without Borders or the cameraman or others are all, being treated and isolated in a much better fashion. This guy was sent home where he had to sit in his own apartment for 3 days. And then, in essence, everybody around him ran the risk of contracting.
I think the other thing, though, to remember is that, I think, what is it, between 3,000 and 4,000 people have died of this. And it's, it's massive news, it's global news. But you look at how many people in the African countries have died of war and poverty over the last 10, 15, 20 years. It's, 3,000 people pales into insignificance. And we've never dealt with that. The media is never that interested in that. Yeah, it may report certain stories. And it speaks to what you're saying, Phil, is there's a real sort of Eurocentrism.
It's also been 40. It's been 40 years that we've known about this virus, and we've not yet come up. I mean, the big fear, of course, is mutation of that virus and what happens if it does become airborne. Then people start to worry, but at the moment, it's a matter of just recording it.